It's time for the 420 Radio News, covering the latest headlines in consumer cannabis, medical marijuana, and industrial hemp. Transcripts of 420 Radio News are available daily on our website at 420radio.org. Now, here's Russ Belville with your marijuana headlines in 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
This is your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, September 3rd, 2014. The latest poll on marijuana legalization shows not only do 58% of Americans support it, but the most recent polling shows 61% in support and growing. Civic Science questioned over 450,000 Americans using an online poll distributed through multiple websites and protected against vote stuffing. Civic Science has asked, quote, "Would you support or oppose a law in your state that would legalize, tax, and regulate marijuana like alcohol," end quote, for over 2 years? Their responses show 58% support and 35% oppose legalization. However, responses from just May through August show 61% support and just 30% opposition, with 40% in the strongly support category. Men still outrank women in support for legalization, 60% to 55%. And in some interesting marketing data, strong supporters of legalization tend to favor brands like Starbucks, Trader Joe's, and Apple Computers. Strong opponents favored Walmart, Texas Roadhouse, and Cracker Barrel. The City Council of Kennewick, Washington voted unanimously to ban all marijuana licensees approved under Initiative 502. The move comes after the city of Fife was allowed by a judge to ban licensees because doing so would not thwart the will of the voters to regulate marijuana statewide, since Fife is tiny and adjacent to Tacoma, population 202,000, which has plenty of legal pot shops. Kennewick will face lawsuits from I-502 licensees who will note that, unlike Fife, the city numbers 75,000 in population. Kennewick is also part of a Tri-Cities metro region consisting of Pasco, 65,000, which has already banned I-502 businesses, and Richland and West Richland, which total 63,000 people, which are also considering bans. Nearby Walla Walla County has already banned I-502 businesses, and tiny Prosser, a 40-minute drive from the Tri-Cities, has the only open pot shop in the county and has banned any more from opening. We shall see if allowing only one pot shop in a county of over 200,000 passes judicial muster. In October, Colorado will drop the requirement that a recreational marijuana shop must first be a medical marijuana dispensary. Now the state is grappling with how to regulate the newcomers to the marijuana market. Initially, Amendment 64 required that only medical dispensaries could apply to be recreational shops, a situation that has created buildings where patients enter one door and civilians enter another, shopping for the identical product that must be kept in two separate supply chains. Requirements that a shop grow 70% of what it sells led to product shortages that kept the price of overtaxed marijuana even higher, as much as $500 per ounce. One change will be the state allowing pot to be grown under the sun. Currently, all pot production is done in indoor warehouses using electric light that contributes to energy waste and global climate change. However, growers complain, the state will only allow half the number of plants in a greenhouse as they allow in a warehouse, incentivizing the less environmentally friendly growing option. Researchers at the University of Colorado Denver will embark on the first scientific study on the use of Charlotte's Web CBD oil for Dravet syndrome. The disease, a form of epilepsy, gained notoriety in the Dr. Sanjay Gupta special where Charlotte Figi, a little girl with Dravet syndrome, seems miraculously cured of most of her seizures. However, other Dravet sufferers have found little to no help from the oil, rich in cannabidiol and nearly free of THC. The study will examine the genes of patients who have had success with Charlotte's Web versus those who have not, to determine if certain genetic markers predict the efficacy of CBD oil for certain patients. Recruiting for the new study will begin within a month, and the data will be collected until February of 2016. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations received $500,000 in federal grant money to combat illegal marijuana grows. They used that money to fund deputies and fly a helicopter to search for plants. The Cleveland Plain Dealer reported that the state seized 12,300 marijuana plants so far this year. A few of those plants belong to Timothy Sturgis, a 42-year-old man alleged to have been growing them. When a helicopter spotted his plants, he was confronted by deputies, held a gun to his mouth, and told deputies he'd kill himself. And after a 2-hour standoff, he did, while negotiators were on the phone with his parents in Cleveland. This has been your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, September 3rd, 2014. You can get 420 Radio